This is Rummy's Corner. Coming up on March 8th, from the Kingdom Arena in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, former two-time heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua is scheduled to square off against former UFC champion Francis Ngannou. A lot of fans are down on this fight, given the fact that the 37-year-old Ngannou has an 0-1 record in professional boxing. Personally, however, I think the contest provides an intriguing, curious clash that makes a lot of sense for both men. Ngannou, of course, is coming off of his professional boxing debut when he lost a 10-round split decision against the reigning WBC and lineal world heavyweight champion Tyson Fury. Going into that fight, based on what I had seen of Ngannou in UFC, I did not believe his skills would translate well over into the realm of the sweet science. But I underestimated Ngannou's all-around experience in combat sports, where he proved extremely durable and disciplined. Ngannou fought a smart fight and put forth an admirable effort against Fury, and he even managed to drop the champion with a beautifully timed counter. Ngannou's all-around boxing ability was far better than I was expecting, and what really impressed me was he was very patient and exhibited a far better than expected ring IQ. Fury ultimately escaped with a split decision where many observers felt Ngannou deserved to win the 10-round non-title bout. Meanwhile, since losing his rematch against Alexander Usyk back in August 2022, AJ has been on the comeback trail, and he has been very active in terms of today's heavyweight landscape. AJ fought 3 times last year, and all of a sudden he is on a 3-fight winning streak. It started last April when AJ was awarded a 12-round unanimous decision against Jermaine Franklin. AJ took care of business in workmanlike fashion, and he won comfortably and decisively, which is exactly what he needed after suffering back-to-back losses against Usyk, the first of which brought an end to AJ's second reign as unified champion. After that, AJ faced Robert Helenius in August. Helenius was a short-notice replacement for Dillian White, and AJ again took care of business, stopping the Nordic Nightmare in round 7. And then, of course, back in December, in the main event fight on the Boxing Day of Reckoning, Joshua outclassed Otto Wallin, and Otto's corner stopped the fight after round 5 concluded. With each victory, AJ has looked sharper and more confident, and while he didn't exactly beat a murderer's row, these were 3 solid wins that very much put him back into title contention. And that's the big stumbling block in the division right now, the awaited showdown for heavyweight supremacy between Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk. The fight was supposed to happen on February 9th, but it did not because of the gash felt throughout the entire boxing world when Tyson Fury suffered a bad cut just 2 weeks out from the big-time showdown. The undisputed showdown was postponed and rescheduled for May 18th, and the winner of that fight would produce the first undisputed world heavyweight champion since the great Lennox Lewis last held that distinction in April 2000. So the dust needs to settle here, but AJ versus Ngannou was signed before that fight got pushed back. For Ngannou, he deserved another opportunity following his strong showing against Fury, and from his perspective, AJ is the perfect opponent. A former 2-time champion, a superstar in the heavyweight division, and a legit title contender. And for AJ, with his quest to become a 3-time heavyweight champion, Ngannou makes sense while he waits for the dust to settle on the Fury-Usyk showdown. Joshua is positioning himself in such a way that he can capitalize big time in the event that Fury beats Usyk. That is in no way a given, but at this stage it's probably the best outcome for AJ. Therefore, facing Ngannou provides AJ with the opportunity to get another one-up on Fury. He already accomplished something to that effect when he beat Otto Wallin, another common opponent, one who gave Fury a difficult challenge several years back. So in the event Fury beats Usyk, And in the event AJ also beats Ngannou more decisively than Fury did, the momentum would demand for a showdown between AJ and Fury would inevitably snowball in organic fashion. To this day, Joshua's career-defining victory was against yet another common opponent, former long-reigning heavyweight champion Vladimir Klitschko. That one happened nearly 7 years ago now. And in the eyes of many, AJ has never been the same since, becoming more cautious and patient after the brutal war with Klitschko. That perception was further amplified following Joshua's shocking loss at the hands of Andy Ruiz Jr. AJ, of course, avenged that loss, and he did so in dominant style, winning a 12-round unanimous decision against Ruiz to become a two-time heavyweight champion. It may be true that AJ has since abandoned his prior aggressive style, where he exuded extreme confidence in his abilities, but that is not necessarily a bad thing. Quite the contrary. So how will the styles between AJ and Ngannou clash? In my opinion, one of the biggest mistakes Fury made against Ngannou was making the fight physical. Fury seemingly would have been better served to jab and move and box at range. And whether it was ego or necessity, Fury often relied on his physicality, and that was often to his own detriment. Some might argue Fury no longer has the legs to box and move for an extended time. And others might argue Fury underestimated Ngannou's all-around boxing ability, and some might argue it's a little from column A and a little from B. The fact is that Fury could have potentially made things easier on himself, but he didn't. AJ, on the other hand, has never been a fighter who has relied on his physicality. Indeed, this was something that hurt him against Usyk. His inability to make things more physical when faced with a technically superior opponent. So the main self-inflicted problems Fury had against Ngannou are not likely to be a problem for AJ, because AJ doesn't fight very physically to begin with. However, Ngannou's physical strength could still be problematic for AJ. But for that to happen, Ngannou is going to need to be the one to force the issue and make things more physical. Because I don't imagine AJ will be apt to do it himself, because it's not his natural style, and also because he will be sure to have learned from Fury's mistakes. I do expect that Ngannou will be better prepared this time around, now that he has some real professional boxing experience. But the fact that AJ and Fury have vastly different styles may mute that fact that came with the experience points. I am fully expecting AJ to want to box from a comfortable range, from a safe distance, where his lack of aggression following the Klitschko fight and also the first fight with Ruiz, that will play to his strengths here. Joshua would be wise to follow his general game plan he used in his rematch against Ruiz. And hell, even his strategy against Usyk will be better suited against someone like Ngannou. At the end of the day, as much as Ngannou did legit impress me, I have a difficult time imagining him having that type of success against AJ. Ngannou is going to need to test AJ's will and earn his respect. And for him to win, I think he will need to seriously hurt AJ somewhere along the way. It's not impossible, because Ngannou did exhibit good ring smarts and patience against Fury. So the idea of him clipping AJ with a game-changing shot is a real possibility, but I do not think it is especially likely. AJ is going to want to keep the exchanges just outside of mid-range and beyond, and I believe he will consistently succeed in doing that far more often than not. For my official prediction, I am taking Anthony Joshua by a comfortable unanimous decision, where I believe he will box intelligently and maintain a safe range often enough that Ngannou will have trouble finding the opportunities with his somewhat selective and frugal punch output. But I don't think Ngannou will make things easy for AJ, even if I believe AJ will decisively win on points. But as always, what the hell do I know? I ain't exactly Quasimodo over here, but I am very interested in this matchup, and I think it makes a lot of sense for both guys at this particular point in time. In all honesty, I'm even more fired up about Big Bang Zhang versus Joseph Parker, and I'm hoping to do a preview for that one fairly soon, but I am fired up for the main event as well. Best of luck to both Anthony Joshua and Francis Ngannou. So who do you think will win? Please share your thoughts in the comments section. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed, and have a wonderful night. This is Rummy's Corner.
You know, Quasimodo predicted all this.